All right, let's dive into one of the most common and definitely most frustrating appliance problems out there, that dreaded HE error on your Whirlpool electric dryer. We're going to break down exactly what it means and, more importantly, how you can fix it. So you open your dryer, ready for warm, fresh laundry, and bam. Instead, you get a blinking HE code and a pile of clothes that are just as damp as when you put them in. Yeah, it's super frustrating, I get it. But hey, you are in exactly the right place to get this figured out. And here's the good news. This is usually a totally fixable problem. Seriously, with a little guidance and a couple of simple tests, you can almost certainly figure this out yourself. So you ready? Let's start with what that HE code is actually trying to tell you. First things first, what is your dryer trying to say here? Before we even think about grabbing any tools, we gotta decode the message. This isn't some random glitch. It's a very specific signal from the dryer's main computer. Okay, so HE literally stands for heater error. What it means is the dryer's brain, the control board, knows something is wrong with the flow of electricity to the heater. Think of it like a broken bridge, which we'd call an open circuit. Power can't get across. Or it could be a short circuit, where the electricity is taking a dangerous shortcut it's not supposed to. Either way, the heater isn't getting power the right way. So if there's a problem, what's causing it? We're going to be detectives here. And like any good detective, we start with the usual suspects. This lets us work smart, not hard. And here they are, our lineup of suspects, in order of how likely they are to be the culprit. Right at the top, our number one most wanted is the heating element itself. Then we've got its bodyguards, the fuses and thermostats. And way less common, we have the wiring or the control board. Let's focus on suspect number one. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, the reason you're seeing that HE error is because the heating element itself has just given up the ghost. It's basically a big coil of wire that gets red hot, and after thousands of cycles, it can just break. But hold on. Before you even think about touching a screwdriver to test that element, there is one absolutely critical thing we have to check first. Seriously, this step is everything, because it addresses the reason these parts fail to begin with. Because here's the secret. A broken part is just the symptom. A clogged vent is the disease. If all that hot, humid air has nowhere to go, your dryer is basically cooking itself from the inside out. It puts a ton of stress on the element and all the safety parts. If you don't fix the airflow, you'll just be replacing parts over and over again. So here's your mission, and it's super easy. First, you know that lint filter right inside the door? Clean it. Obvious, I know, but we have to start there. Second, pull the dryer away from the wall and disconnect that big silver hose from the back. Look through it. Is it packed with lint? Finally, go outside to where your dryer vents out. Make sure the little flap isn't stuck shut or clogged with debris. Okay, so you've confirmed your vent is clear. Now it's time to put on that detective hat for real and look inside the machine. This is where we'll find our smoking gun. But wait, stop. Everything I've said so far is important, but what I'm about to say is the most important part of this entire guide, period. Your dryer is plugged into a 240 volts outlet. This is not your standard plug. It carries a lethal amount of electricity. Before you remove a single screw, you must, I repeat, must unplug the dryer from the wall. There are no shortcuts here. Don't risk it. Okay, safety first. Dryer is unplugged. Now, when you get the back panel off, you'll see the heating element. You're going to need a multimeter for 2 key tests. First up, the continuity test. This just checks if the coil inside is broken. Put 1 probe on each electrical terminal. If it's good, you'll get a number, probably somewhere between 10 and 50 ohms. If it's bad, you'll see OL for open line. That path is broken. Test number 2 is the ground short test. This is a huge safety check. Keep 1 probe on a terminal and touch the other one to the bare metal housing of the element. A good, safe element will read OL. If you get any other reading, it means electricity is leaking where it shouldn't, and that element is a hazard. It's gotta go. While you're back there, you'll spot these little disc-shaped parts. Those are your safety fuses and thermostats. Testing them is easy. It's the same continuity test. A good one should let electricity pass right through, so it'll read almost 0 ohms. If it's blown, you'll see that same OL, open line. So now you have your test results. You've gathered the clues. Let's put it all together to form a diagnosis and make a plan. This is your game plan right here. Did the element fail either test? Time for a new one? No question. Did a fuse or thermostat test bad? You replace that part, and you make sure that vent is spotless, because that's what killed it. And what if everything tests good?
Well, then our main suspect becomes the brain of the operation, the control board.
Okay, listen up, because this is a pro tip that's going to save you a massive headache. If you're going through the trouble of replacing the heating element, always replace the thermal fuse and high-limit thermostat at the same time. They're usually sold together as a kit for a reason. They're cheap, and they've been under the same stress that killed the element. It's like $5 of insurance against doing this job twice. So let's just boil it down one last time. Bad element, you're replacing the whole kit. Blown fuse, you're replacing the fuse and cleaning that vent. You gotta tackle the root cause. Everything checks out okay? The problem is probably electronic, with the main control board.
So, can you do this yourself? Oh, for sure. Swapping out the heating element and fuse kit is a super common DIY repair. The parts are easy to find and won't break the bank. But if all your tests point to that main control board, well, that's a different ballgame. The part itself is way more expensive, and honestly, you gotta ask yourself if it's worth sinking that much money into an older dryer.
Ultimately, what is it? A simple fix or something bigger? The cool part is you now know exactly how to find out. You have the roadmap. With a simple multimeter and a little bit of your time, the power to solve this is quite literally in your hands. Now go get it done.